Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here with a video for The Division. This is a quick guide for the achievement/trophy called Hardened Combatant, which is for completing a level in challenge mode. Easily, in my opinion, the most difficult and skill-intensive achievement or trophy in this game. Now, I'll be showing you my build here, and although DPS and health and even skill power are extremely important, the thing that's going to put you and your team over the edge in being able to complete a level in challenge mode is A, teamwork, and B, your abilities, skills, and perks, and your knowledge of the game. Now, I'm showing you everything I have here. I have, I think, like 120,000 DPS, 60,000 health, and a lot of skill. Here's a quick overview of my teammates. You'll notice that some of them have a lot of DPS, but not a lot of health. They're going to be doing a lot of damage, but they're going to be getting downed a lot by snipers. Others might have a lot of health, and they'll go around healing and helping out more. And, you know, you want your specific character to have a role on your team, and you want to be able to communicate a lot. And for perks and skills, here's what I kind of recommend. Now, I have the health pistol kind of thing that also has a revive on it, which means I can revive people from a long distance away. I also have the sticky bomb with flashbang on it, which helps suppress the enemies if they all start rushing towards you at the same time. You'll notice that some of my teammates also have a support station, which will help you conserve on ammo in certain key moments of the mission, as well as pulse, which is important for pulsing enemies and then getting a damage booster on the pulsed enemies. And we even have someone with smart cover so that they can defend the target in the tunnel section, as the target can take a lot of damage and be killed, leading to a failed mission. Now comes the actual strategy of the mission. So we chose Lincoln Tunnel section. This is kind of the easiest level that everyone's doing their challenging runs on. And the reason we chose this is A, it's the shortest mission, and these challenging runs can take a while, so you're going to want time on your side. Also, a lot of the sections of this mission happen in a long and narrow kind of alleyway, which means all the enemies will funnel in front of you instead of circling behind you in large open areas and then flanking you, which will be quite disastrous. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is challenging mode? Well, every single enemy is a gold high tier enemy, and they are all level 32. They all take quite a bit of damage. If I had to estimate, they all have at least 2 million hit points. They also deal a significant amount of damage for all the shots they do, and it seems that they're a lot more aggressive than some of the other AI in the game. Now, in terms of your personal gun loadout, I highly recommend that your first slot is either a really good SMG or an assault rifle. Make sure that you realize that getting your DPS number is not always the best thing and the thing that's going to make you actually deal the most DPS. Let's say, as an example, I have an SMG with very good stability. Although I can put another grip on it and add stability, my DPS counter might look like it goes up, but if I'm not missing many shots in the first place, it actually doesn't help my DPS at all. Sometimes a lower number will actually help you deal more DPS to enemies for certain guns. Also, for an assault rifle, although you can get a really high DPS on it, if you're missing a lot of bullets because the gun sprays a lot, you're not going to be getting as much DPS simply for the fact that you can't hit your enemies. Be smart with your loadout. In your second position, I highly recommend a sniper rifle. Now, the sniper rifle I'm using is not the best option for you, as it has a large mag and it doesn't have a very high magnification scope on it. The best sniper I would recommend is a sniper with probably 4 or 15 scope on it, and a sniper that has a very low mag size, which means that each bullet deals more damage. Also, a high damage for headshot bonus is key for these types of guns, and you'll be able to kill a lot of enemies from a far distance away with a really good sniper. So that's also highly recommended in your second slot. Another very essential key part of victory in this is the fact that you can basically trigger the enemies to spawn and they'll start rushing at you, which is what you saw me do and one of my teammates do for us at the beginning here. We run forward, and once the enemies spawn, get attention, they start chasing us. We run back up the hill and let the enemies come to us. We want to keep as much distance between us and the enemies at all times, especially for using snipers, and we want to be able to have that tactical advantage of having a good square four-way setup so that all of us can target the enemies. Communication is key, and we try to make sure to always shoot the same enemies so that they fall faster and do less damage to us. We're also communicating when we're going down or taking a lot of damage and we need help from each other. Another crucial element to being successful at challenge mode is realizing the status effects of things like water or using incendiary or explosive bullets. Sipping water will increase your damage to elites by 20% for a small period of time. So if you're in a really crunchy spot and you can't get out, if everyone on your team sips that water, you all get 20% damage boost, which is basically you get to kill 6 enemies for every 5 you would have normally killed, which is quite a bit of a pace increase. Also, if one of you has incendiary bullets, you can light the enemies on fire, which will stun them and make them stop rushing you. And again, sticky bomb with flashbang also helps with that dramatically. Now, you'll actually notice that I go down a few times, and you know that's normal. That's a normal part of the process. Unfortunately, I did find a glitch where my healing pistol didn't work. It wouldn't work on myself, and I couldn't shoot it to revive any of my teammates. I had to actually go through about half the mission without it, and then I had to cycle some stuff in and out to get it to work, which is unfortunate. Now, remember, the snipers here do a lot of damage. Kind of what we're doing here is you'll see I'm taking out the one on the left, and someone else is also helping me, and the other people with shorter range weapons that might not have as much scope are suppressing the other sniper so that we're not getting hit from one sniper while we try to kill the first one. Hopefully that makes sense. You want to communicate, and you want to basically play the game in 2 groups of 2. It's going to be you and a partner, and then someone else and their partner, and you're going to kind of try to stick near each other. Obviously, you're going to help each other out group to group if you need it, but 2-on-2 and sticking in those groups is essential to victory and gives you guys kind of the best vantage points. Again, communication is key. For this section coming up, make sure everyone refills ammo. Go up the ladder on the right-hand side. 2 people should be on the bridge, and 2 people should be on the highest area. And basically just rain havoc down onto the middle section with all the enemies. Communicate with flashbangs, lots of DPS. Make sure you're using a good stable weapon to get as many hits as possible. And I'll rejoin you back in actually like a couple minutes when I have another tip. Other than that, like I've kind of given you the groundwork of everything you need to know. Hopefully you understand the game well enough to understand what's going on. Remember, DPS is not always the most important thing. Teamwork, skills, abilities also extremely important. Make sure you're dodging grenades and communicating with your team, and you shouldn't have too much of an issue. Like I said, time is of the essence. Now, it took us about 30 minutes. It's taken other people about 60 minutes. I've seen groups clear it in less than 20 minutes if we're talking everyone with 150,000 DPS and lots of health.
Requires aid immediately. Additional hostiles incoming.
So the next crucial part of the mission is right here. We've taken out these two enemies, which are very easy. They're going to be the only two enemies here. After that, we activate the next checkpoint, and we have to defend the JTF soldier against the enemies that are going to come down. Now, there's two key things here. The JTF soldier can take damage, and he can die, failing the mission. Number two, if you don't kill a wave, another wave won't spawn. So, if you don't kill the first wave, you only ever have to deal with the first wave. Our tactic is to kill everyone except one enemy, and then just make that enemy sit there suppressed, and don't let him kill the JTF officer. Now, don't allow the last enemy that's left to be a grenadier or grenadier, as he'll keep tossing grenades, and you guys will have to keep dodging them, and eventually he might even kill the JTF officer if you're not careful enough. So this is very important. Make sure you leave one enemy alive, and no other enemies will spawn. Just keep that enemy suppressed, and eventually the timer will run out, leading you to the next successful objective, and it'll be a lot easier than having these enemies constantly respawn on you.
want. Come on up, and I'll meet you in the control center.
They're out of control. Don't let them rush you. Hell of a fight.
Jesus,
Hell
what
of
we
a
got
fight.
left. Glad to meet you, whoever you are. Hope we can count on you and yours this time, because we got a hell of a fight ahead of
Hell
us.
of a fight.
Listen up. We got good news, we got bad news. Looks like we got division agents for backup, but these guys out there, they
So coming up right here is easily the hardest part of the mission in my opinion. The enemies are very aggressive, and there's also a lot of very high powered snipers in the back that'll one-shot you and basically do about 30 to 50,000 damage on you. So if you have about 50,000 health, they'll be basically one-shotting you every single time. You just want to try to make sure you have someone with a lot of health in the background helping you guys out, picking you up if you need to. Make sure you use those revive pistols if you have them. Keep up those flashbangs, and make sure you stay in the very back in order to be able to stay away from the snipers as much as possible. Now, one of our teammates did drop here, even though you won't be able to see them dropping in and out. They do drop and leave for a couple minutes and have to come back, and they're actually able to come back directly into our game, but that did kind of slow our progress in this section and made it a little bit harder. What you want to do is clear out all the cannon fodder on the ground, and then there's going to be 3 to 4 snipers left over. There's some high-level snipers which are, a part of the mission. And for that, you're going to want to have 2 to 3 people suppressing 2 of the snipers and have the last person kill the remaining sniper. So basically, you'll have one guy going for kill shots on snipers and the other 2 suppressing the snipers so that that person can get their head above cover and kill the sniper without being, too much of an issue and getting hit themselves. If all you have left is the 3 snipers, this is a little bit risky, as if you die, you do reset to the last checkpoint. But this does usually work. If all 4 of you rush the snipers usually aren't very effective at a close range, and they won't really do a hell of a lot. You can also literally actually run circles around a sniper, and the sniper, if you have enough aggro on you, will just continue trying to shoot you and never be able to hit you because you never stop moving, and then your teammates can unload on that sniper. And on screen, you'll notice how difficult it actually is to get my head above the cover and get an actual good shot on one of these enemies. We're going to be doing the same thing after we clear all the enemies. One of us is going to sprint up to trigger the next wave, and we're all going to retreat back into this bunker, which is a good place to stay safe from all the enemies, and they all have to come through the front door, which makes them easy targets when they run in, like this guy.
Agent on your team is down. Requires assistance. Warning. An agent on your team requires aid immediately.
back. Disorganized. Push them back. Goddamn rioters everywhere. Put on the pressure. They're picking on
Agent, your playmates have a sniper positioned ahead. Keep your eyes open.
I'm glad I'm fighting you. Couldn't have done it without you.
So once your objective becomes to take out the leader, just realize that the leader will spawn 2 to 3 waves of 5 or 6 enemies at a time. So make sure you kill a wave, retreat, trigger the next wave, retreat, kill the next wave, trigger the next wave, and make sure you keep doing that until the only enemy left is the boss. The boss has a very powerful sniper rifle, but honestly, he's not very effective at using it. He won't hit you very often, and he won't down you that often, especially if you're in decent cover. So the best strategy, I think, for this final area was to just make sure we focused on all the enemies on the ground, leaving the leader for last. And then once the leader was the last guy alive, we would just hit him with a flashbang, or hit him with, the sticky bomb, or set him on fire using incendiary bullets. All of us would sip some water, and we took him out. Honestly, when all 4 of us were shooting at him, we took him out in a matter of seconds. And that's basically going to be it. At the very end of every challenging game or mode, you'll get a, for sure, guaranteed gold exotic unlock. In my case, I think I got a holster, which ended up being completely useless and significantly worse than the purple holster I had before it. So not every challenging mode is actually going to give you a good reward, even if the reward is a gold one. Although you do get 30 Phoenix credits, which can help buy some certain gold stuff and exotic stuff, high-end stuff in the, advanced gear guy and the end game gear guy. And you can also use Phoenix credits to re-roll your high-end armors. So obviously keep that in mind. And that's about it. For this time, I got downed right here. I thought it was kind of bullshit because I thought I was already around the corner. But as long as you get downed in a place where your teammates can help you, it's usually not a big deal. Just be smart about it. Like, obviously, I made a little bit of a risky move, but I knew that I would get back most of the way if I was able to, do my objective. And I was successful. I got most of the way back and was safe once I was downed. So yeah, hopefully all this information helped you guys, and you kind of understand challenging mode a little bit better. Now, honestly, you can probably beat challenge mode with 4 people, all having about 50,000 DPS, and you know, about 30 to 40,000 health each. Although that's not ideal, I would personally recommend having a 4-player group of 100k DPS with about 60,000 health average between you. This would be the ideal situation to be able to clear it at a reasonable pace, especially for your first run. And hopefully, yeah, hopefully that's useful information to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to share this video with a friend. Special thanks goes to Hardened Giggles and Dog Cupcake for supporting the show on Patreon. And hopefully, I see you guys next time. Peace.
Agent, my people say the threat has been eliminated. I thank you, my guys thank you, and the people of New York fucking thank you. I'm on my way back to the base with an escort. Let's talk when you get there.